President Uhuru Kenyatta is facing increased pressure from the public to ease the lockdown measures he recently enforced. The One Voice, One People Forum argues that most Kenyans are unable to make ends meet in the wake of the latest measures by the head of state. As someone who has a lot of friends within the hospitality and entertainment industry, I can tell you people are not sure if they're going to be back with their restaurants or their bars because they thought that by now they would have recouped, a bit of their investment. They were looking forward and anticipating, for Easter. This was supposed to be a really big weekend and it didn't happen. So I know for sure there are very many people out of jobs and it's really hard. Kwach, let me start with you.
I think my problem is every time someone has to bear the brunt of COVID-19, it has to be the poor Kenyans. That is the only issue I have. Of course, I agree with the president that this thing is taking down lives and lives are better than livelihoods. Lives come first before livelihoods. But how come that people have no problem with the containment measures? We only have a problem with our government is not cushioning us against anything. Those other countries we are being compared with that are going under third or fourth lockdowns and such like things, they are taking care of their citizens. Yes. The US just right now, they're almost approving a $1,400 stimulus package.
Wasn't it
going to almost 2K, yes, almost 2K. Yeah. This is almost 200,000 shillings, per month going to the citizens. Hapa, the only cushion is going to be the one unakalia home ukiwa huko kazi because there's no one who's going to take care of you. That is the thing people are complaining about. In the UK, they had this way where because of the COVID-19, the effect, the government is taking care of companies so that the companies can also take care of their employees so that you don't have to fire anyone. The government will pay the people who are not, will pay the extra amount that the company is not able to pay. But here, at first we had a relief of taxes, but now hata mafuta pia imeongezwa. So now it's not as if just hatujafungiwa tu home, tumefungiwa home na vitu zikapandishwa. That's what people are saying. We are losing our jobs and we do not have anywhere else to turn to. And the super spreaders are out there. They're just waiting for things to go down a little bit, Easter ishe, then they start spreading again. I'm sorry, but Kenyans, we should not be the ones to be blamed every time something bad happens to this country. It is not only our irresponsibility that got us here, it is also the irresponsibility of those who should take care of us.
All right, so poor leadership. Cindy, what about you?
I'm just like you, Amina. I'm in the hospitality industry. I don't think we understand the magnitude of what's going on. You guys, Intercontinental, just shut down. Radisson Blu has shut down. And there was a clip going around of Roy Washira, who's a friend of mine, and he was crying because he was like, oh, okay, I have just gotten my feet back together. I've just, landed safe after a couple of months of getting back on my feet. That's the word I'm looking for. And then now the containment measures. Listen, yesterday when the president had an address and he was asked this question by journalists, he said there's research and yes, he's sensitive to what is going on, but like Kwach said, lives are more important than livelihoods. But what guys were saying is, what are the incentives for the hospitality industry? Restaurants are now are only allowed to take away. Let's be honest, especially as Nairobians, takeaway is a very minimal population. A lot of people like to sit in restaurants and eat. Yes. If the curfew was going to be there, at least allow restaurants to still have dine-in and then limit the capacity. But now we are, waitresses are going home, baristas are going home, and then they're told, cooler thumbs up, times are difficult. I just feel like the government did not think this whole thing through. That is why on Friday, they said as of midnight tonight, where were people meant to disappear? As you're in Nairobi, you're supposed to be in Siaya, you're given 5 hours to leave the county. Then the next day at 10, the government spokesman says, okay, we give you until tomorrow. It was so confusing, and not only for the working Kenyan, but also for the tourists who've come to this country. We need their revenue. So they're told, okay, you need to leave Mombasa tonight. So they're in Nairobi, then they're told, no, you have 2 more days. Then they're told you have to stay in Nairobi. Then they're told, oh, if you're a tourist, then you can fly tomorrow. The rest can just chill here cooler curfew at 8 p.m. I just feel like it wasn't properly thought through. Yes, let us flatten the curve, but let us also realize that the people suffering are real.
Yeah.
And let me tell you.
And you know,
I agree with
We
Cindy.
reach a
It is
point
true, yeah.
when there is nothing to eat, we will eat the rich.
yeah. Then now the president
Real
was
quick,
saying
Watch.
that the whole country was supposed to be locked down. We only decided to lock down Nairobi and the disease-infected area. This is just like saying I was supposed to punish all the 6 of you, watoto wangu. Nyinyi wote mlikosa. I was supposed to beat all of you, but nimeamua wacha niwache the last 3.
No. It's almost like they said, let me punish you, my children, but let's say it's a basketball team, but then you punish Michael Jordan.
Yes,
And
exactly.
you punish, like, you know, like the best players who are supposed to be strategically put in place to help you win the match.
Yes.
And it's just the ripple effect. You have to think about it. How many of these waiters and baristas and chefs are taking care of their families? The number is just, it's ridiculous.
And there are many. In a country where we are told that more than 70% of people earn less than 30,000, I mean, surely.
Yeah. All right, Kwach, real quick, we have to go to the next story.